Hi guys, a few of us Irish food bloggers decided to celebrate Syrian culture by posting authentic Syrian dishes using the hashtag Ireland Cooks for Syria, so our audiences could recreate them at home and maybe use them to welcome their new Syrian neighbours to the neighbourhood. This video is for this roasted red pepper dip, and it's so healthy and so delicious. It's vegan and I definitely recommend it to anyone. To char grill the peppers, take a baking sheet and add about 500 grams of these pointed sweet red peppers to it. For me that was 5 peppers. Then transfer them to a preheated oven at 200 degrees Celsius for at least half an hour until they're all scorched and blistered. Then just allow them to cool there until they're cool enough to handle, and then with 2 forks or your fingers go ahead and try to remove all that loose skin from the peppers. Once that's done, open up the peppers and scrape out all the seeds. You don't want them in there at all, and cut off the tops of them as well. This job is pretty fiddly, so make sure you give yourself enough time or do it the night before like I did. Then take a mixing bowl and pour in all the juice from the peppers before you chop up the peppers pretty finely. You could use a food processor for this if you want, but that will give you a really thin puree, and it'll have a lot more texture this way. Then add the pepper to the mixing bowl, measure out roughly 75 grams of walnut halves and give them all a pretty coarse chop and add them to the bowl as well. Now add half a teaspoon of sweet paprika, then add 1 teaspoon of Aleppo pepper flakes. These can be hard to find and they are optional, but if you want to replace them you can use equal parts of chili flakes and sweet paprika. Add half a teaspoon of ground cumin, about 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Then add 2 tablespoons of olive oil and give it a good mix. Everything up until this point I did the night before because I couldn't find one of the crucial ingredients, so then I just set it aside overnight so that all the flavours could develop. Then the next day I was able to find some pomegranate molasses and I added 2 tablespoons and mixed that in. Of course you don't have to do this the day after you do the rest of the stuff, it was only because I couldn't find this ingredient. Season with a good pinch of sea salt flakes, probably about half a teaspoon there, and mix those in. Then taste to check for seasoning and adjust if needs be. Now decant the dip into a serving bowl, drizzle with another little bit of extra virgin olive oil and garnish with just a few torn up mint leaves. Then just serve on its own or as part of a Syrian meze. All those recipes will be in the description below, and it's so good with raw carrots and Arabic flatbreads. Thanks a million for watching guys. If you liked this video, be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons below. For more Syrian recipes by Irish food bloggers, search social media for the hashtag Ireland Cooks for Syria. In the description below you'll find a link to my blog where you'll find this full recipe at www.rookiecook.org.